if you've had some success with women, you definitely know that chasing women doesn't work, right? Because when you're chasing, she's running away, right? She doesn't want to be caught. But this is the problem. This is where I see majority of guys going wrong, right? Since we know we don't want to chase women, instead of chasing, what a lot of guys do is they start working on themselves, right? And this is the mindset that majority of guys have. Instead of chasing, they're just gonna work on themselves. They're gonna work on their physique. They're gonna work on their looks. They're gonna work on their career, right? Make more money. They're gonna start businesses. And this is the strategy that they take on. Instead of chasing, they just work on themselves. But this is actually the biggest problem that majority of guys run into, right? When you start working on yourself, right? You start working on your body, you improve your physique, you start chasing career goals, or you start a business, right? You're working on yourself, so you're becoming more attractive. You feel better about yourself. But the problem is that after a while, you'll start to see that this also doesn't work. So before, we used to chase women, right? If you've had some success with women, you've probably been a guy that has gone after women, that have chased women, right? And that shit doesn't work as well. But now you go on the other side, and the other side is self-improvement. The other side is working on yourself and becoming better, so that way women come to you. So that way you don't have to chase women and you can naturally attract women. But what's the problem? The problem is that this also doesn't work, because the truth is, bro, women don't come to you. Women are not just gonna come to you, right? Women are not just gonna walk up to you, approach you, start an interaction, talk with you, flirt with you, ask you for your number, and then take you out on a date. Like, this doesn't work as well, because that's the truth. Women don't come to you, right? They just don't. You're working on yourself, you're working on your physique, you're becoming a more attractive man, right? You're gaining more resources, working on your career, improving your career, right? Probably getting promoted. Now you're earning more money. So you're looking better, earning more money, and you're still in the same boat. Women are not going to come to you, right? And that's the problem. That's the problem with both sides. So what is the solution? The solution is to stop being afraid of rejection. Like, the problem is that you guys don't put yourselves out there. You guys don't go and approach women. You guys don't go and interact with women. You guys are afraid of showing intent. You guys don't display any sort of intent when you talk with women, right? So you guys are in your comfort zone. You guys are just focused on working on yourself, improving your body, leveling up your career, right? But this can only get you so far. Yes, you are becoming more attractive, but you still have to grab your balls and you still have to go and approach. This is the reality, right? You still have to go and initiate things with women. And this is what most guys fail to understand. Most guys think, okay, I'm not gonna chase, so I'm gonna just work on myself and then the women are gonna come. But if you've been doing this, if you've been working on yourself, been leveling up, right? You know that this isn't true. You're still in the same position that you were before you started to level up, right? So you guys have to really stop being afraid of rejection. Like, I used to be afraid of rejection, but after I realized that women are not gonna come to me, women are not gonna ask me for my number and take me out, right? Once you realize this, bro, you have to honestly like step out of your comfort zone and you have to go and approach women. You have to go and start interactions with women, because if you don't do it, nothing's gonna happen. You're still gonna be in the same boat. So just you working on yourself and improving yourself in all areas, it's not enough. But what you guys have to understand is that there's a difference between chasing and you starting interactions with women. You actually going and approaching women. There's a difference between these two things, because the problem is that, yes, we don't want to chase, but when we chase, the girl isn't initiating back. The girl isn't being receptive, right? This is why chasing doesn't work, because the girl just doesn't want to do anything with us, right? She's not being receptive. She's not initiating conversation. When you're chasing, the woman is just overall not showing any interest, right? She's just not really sold on us. So we're the ones doing the pursuing. We're the ones starting the interactions. We're the ones going after her, and she's not reciprocating anything back. So this is why chasing doesn't work. But you still have to initiate. You still have to go and talk with women. Go and ask for women's number. You still have to move things forward. You still have to ask women out on dates. You still have to go and talk with women. But the difference between chasing and initiating and pursuing women is that when you go and initiate, she's receptive. She shows you interest. She wants to talk to you, right? It's not like you're the only one putting in all the effort. No, she's also putting effort back into moving things forward. So this is the biggest thing, right? Instead of chasing women, guys just revert and they work on themselves. But that doesn't work because women just automatically don't come up to you, right? So this is the other side. This is the best of both worlds. You want to be working on yourself, right? You want to be leveling up. Guys, I work out, right? I've been going to the gym for 5 years. And when you improve your looks, you get more attraction from women. So it's not like this is a bad thing. It's not like I'm telling you guys to not work out. But what I am saying is that you have to step out of your comfort zone and you still have to go and pursue women. You still have to go and interact with women, right? So when you just work on yourself, you stay in your comfort zone. It feels like you're making progress, which you are, but you're still not getting the women that you want. So this is the biggest thing that you guys have to switch up. Don't chase. As soon as you start an interaction with a chick, right, and you see that there's friction, you see that she's not really putting in that same effort that you're putting into building the relationship or moving things forward, that's when you actually have to stop going after that specific woman. But when you are initiating and you are getting the girl's number and you're actually talking with her, right, you're actually building a connection and you're asking her to go on dates, she's actually being receptive. She actually shows up to the date, right? And this is the sweet spot. This is where you want to be. These are the girls that you want to pursue. These are the girls that you want to get with. You guys have to pay attention to the girls that are actually being receptive, to the girls that are actually initiating back, right? This is what most guys get wrong. Yes, we don't want to chase, but we still have to initiate. We still have to put ourselves out there, right? We still have to move things forward. So next time you see a chick that you like, you find her attractive, go and talk with her. There's no reason for you to feel like you're already chasing the girl just because you started talking with her, just because you gave her a compliment. No, you're not chasing the girl. You're not being needy just because you're pursuing. Now, if you're blowing up her phone, always texting her, always trying to meet up, right? Now you're coming from the frame that, yeah, you are becoming needy. Like, you gotta chill out, right? You gotta take a step back. But there's no problem with you going after a girl that you like. You go and start that conversation. You ask her for her number, and then you start getting to know her. And then eventually you go on a date. And then you guys go on more dates. And you build up the connection. And then before you realize it, you guys are in a relationship and she's your girl, right? This is what you guys have to do. Because if you don't do this, women are not going to come to you. And the funny thing is, like, as men, we go after everything we want in life. But when we get into the mentality of not chasing women, then we stop going after them, right? We stop actually pursuing women. We stop initiating things with women. And as men, the truth is, you have to go after what you want in life. If you guys want a good body, what do you think you're going to do? You're going to go to the gym, you're going to work out, and you're going to eat clean so that you hit your goal. If you want to make more money, you're either going to get a new career, right? Or get a promotion or start a business that's going to generate you more money. But we're going after these things. These things are not going to come to us, right? We actually have to go and put in the effort to achieve the goals that we want. It's the same thing with women. We can't be sitting back and waiting for women to come to us, because that's just not true, right? We can't be sitting on our ass expecting women to start talking with us. Now, do some women go and start things with a guy that they find attractive? Yes, but that's a very small percentage of the interactions between men and women, right? Most of the time, it's actually gonna have to be you that goes, does the approach, starts an interaction with the chick. You present yourself in a very attractive way, right? You make her feel good emotions, because that is how women become attracted to you, right? By giving them the right emotions. And then you are the one that is going to have to move things forward. If you don't, women are not going to do this, and you're going to still be in the same boat that you are currently in. With that being said, if you made it this far to the video, click below, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in my next video.